I was just looking at myself. Hello, my fam. It's so weird. I look really thin, but I am eating so much. I'm also working out so much, 7 days a week. And a lot of these group fitness classes that I'm taking are cardio intensive with weights. All right, I don't think I'm too thin though. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. And most importantly, I am eating whenever I'm hungry, even just before bedtime, which some people say you shouldn't. But I know that I'm working out so hard that as long as I continue to nourish my body with healthy food, everything is good. All right, my fam, I am gonna ride this Jana story hard because I care. I care about Jana until they break up. And then Tana Mongeau will be over. I'm only kidding. She probably won't be over. All right, Tana released her own video, the first of many, about her wedding to Jake Paul. It was a get ready with me / makeup, not even a tutorial, just showing you how she was doing her makeup while she got ready, not for her wedding, but for the plane ride to Vegas. And I had so many thoughts. First of which, I like to know what everybody on YouTube is doing. And it seems to me that Tana has changed up the style of her videos to copy Emma Chamberlain. Do any of you watch that young girl? Not young girl, but young woman. She has had such an impact on how a lot of the top YouTubers make their videos. Tana is totally ripping her off. She talked about a lot of things in this video. She talked about how, yes, she will be changing her name to Tana Paul, how excited she is to get rid of that last name, which so many people can't pronounce. I'm going to skip around all over the place. And yes, she confirmed that she and Jake did not get a marriage license because it's taking away the love. Literally, this is the quote from Tana Mongeau Paul, Tana Paul, quote, legally binding yourself to someone takes away the love. That's God blowing wind because Tana Paul is blowing hot air. Legally binding yourself to someone, to me, means you're so sure, you're so serious about this, that you are wanting to take on their name, wanting to make legal decisions for your husband or wife in the awful circumstance that they may get sick. It means reaping the benefits, tax benefits, other perks and wonderful things that come with being married. But you know what? She's 21 years old. She's a YouTuber, and it's hard to take her seriously. It's hard to take her seriously when she keeps on complaining repeatedly in that video that Marc Jacobs Beauty won't sponsor her. If it's any consolation, Tana Paul, Marc Jacobs Beauty won't sponsor me either. Also, she alluded to the alluded to the possibility that her MTV YouTube show may be moving to TV, to MTV. If so, good on her. She claims that people have been watching her MTV show a lot, that it's not just a lot of views, but watch time and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I believe her because some of her solo channel videos get more views than her MTV show, but good for her. I mean, if she can pull that off, then she'll really have been able to transition. But she's reiterating and reminding her followers, I'm like trying to pick up her mannerism. She's like, that YouTube will always be a priority for her. She reiterates that her relationship with Jake is real, that she slowly over time fell in love with him from when they first met 2 years ago, She spent a lot of time trash talking her most recent ex, that Justin Bieber lookalike, revealing that she would turn to Jake for advice when she needed it while she was dating that other dude, talking about how that other dude was trying to change her, hyping herself up and Jake and how famous they are and how everybody's always asking for photos and the paparazzi and blah, 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 blah. If I wasn't using Tana for views, there's no way I would have sat through that entire 30-minute long video. I don't know. I'm trying to find what's likable about her. I'm not hating. I'm trying to, like, let me think what is likable about her. There's nothing. It's just hot mess. People like hot mess. Unless I'm totally not getting it. Please enlighten me and let me know what is likable about Tana Paul. Let's keep it moving. In other couples news, OMG, things are heating up between Gigi Hadid and her Bachelorette Beau, Tyler Cameron. The two of them went out on yet another date in New York City for the second consecutive night. This time they went out bowling, and yes, according to an insider who spilled to Entertainment Tonight, they were very touchy-feely with each other, weren't making out in public, but get it, girl. And she did. According to insiders, it was Gigi Hadid who pursued Tyler Cameron. And it is being claimed that she knew him or of him before he was on The Bachelorette, which I believe, he's a model. She's a model. She's big on Instagram. She, I'm sure, scours the gram for hot dudes. Doesn't everybody? I do. Speaking of this, the woman that Tyler Cameron was razzling and dazzling on that show, Hannah Brown, has spoken out saying, I have feelings, but I'm also single and he's single and I want to keep my options open and he can keep his options open. Smart. She knows how to play the game. That was a great thing that she said. But according to insiders, the reason that that's not really going to lead to anything is because she moved to Los Angeles and he, I think, is living in New York City. So, Speaking of The Bachelor, my podcast co-host is going to love this, but not me. ABC is working on another spin-off of The Bachelor. They've already got 3. The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise. I don't think we can handle a 4th Bachelor property. I mean, what is it going to be? Like, Bachelor Moms? Actually, that's not a bad idea. Bachelor Moms, maybe like a Real House. No, but I feel like, with that, ABC doesn't do reality like that, like a Housewives franchise. They just mainly do competition shows. Bachelor Moms compete. I'm trying to think what they could do. A Bachelor game show. Anyways, from Gigi Hadid to her good friend Taylor Swift, my latest podcast is out now, as I have mentioned, and I saved my Taylor drama for that. Taylor Swift fans are mad at me, and I respond to them exclusively on my podcast. If you haven't heard it yet, you can listen to the Perez Hilton podcast with Chris Booker on Apple Podcasts or directly at perezpodcast.com. But I'm not the only one that Taylor Swift fans are mad at. They are also mad at Charli XCX. The British singer was the opener for Taylor's Reputation Stadium tour last summer. Her friend Camila Cabello was the middle act. And of course, Taylor was the headliner. Of that experience, Charli said in a new interview, quote, "I'm really grateful that Taylor asked me on that tour. But as an artist, it kind of felt like I was getting up on stage and waving to 5-year-olds. A lot of the Swifties did not take kindly to being called a 5-year-old, especially when a lot of Taylor's fans are not 13, 14-year-old girls anymore. They're 23, 24, 28, 29, in their 30s. Understandably, Charli XCX felt the heat and has released a new, very lengthy statement clearing the air. She says, "Hey, a few people on the internet have taken something I said out of context, and I want to clarify there is absolutely no shade and only love here. As I say in the article and have said many times before, I'm extremely grateful to Taylor for inviting me to open for her. She's one of the biggest artists of my generation, and the Reputation Tour is one of the biggest tours in history. In the printed version of this much wider conversation, my answers about this tour were boiled down into one kind of weird sentence. Leading up to that tour, I'd been playing a ton of 18-plus club shows, and so to be on stage in front of all ages was new to me and made me approach my performances with a whole new kind of energy. More so, I talked about how it was brilliant opening for Taylor. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity I was given and how much fun it was to perform to a new audience. Any tour I've been on with any artist as an opening act has always taught me so much. It's always wonderful to watch other artists do their thing, own their stage, and speak their language to the dedicated fan bases. And this was especially true for the Reputation Tour. Hope this gives clarity to what was a great interview. Lots of love." I don't think it gives any clarity. I think you literally just doubled down in my eyes. I love how easily triggered some of these hardcore Swift fans are. She said what she said. Who cares? You know, she was just coming from a place of just it being so new to her, seeing kids in the audience, and that's probably all she saw. You know, it's like when somebody reads a negative comment that somebody leaves on social media, 10 people could leave positive comments and 1 could leave a negative comment, and that one negative comment is the one that maybe lingers in your mind. I think there's a parallel there. All right, before I move on to more music-related news and drama, a shout out to Ashley Funes. I love you, Ashley. Also, Susan Marie. Susan Marie, you are one of my favorite people. You're my fave. You're one of my all-time faves. Also, the Bio Explorer, if I remember correctly, I think the Bio Explorer is a teacher and so kind. I love you, the Bio Explorer. And also, Christina Pace. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you, Christina Pace. All right, as I mentioned, more music-related news. This is so scary. A plane carrying the singer Pink's crew and management, about 10 people in her entourage, crash landed in Denmark, and the plane caught on fire. Thankfully, though, nobody was hurt. Similarly, this rapper, Young Miami, of the female rap duo City Girls, was involved in a scary incident, which I won't even detail explicitly for fear of being demonetized on YouTube. But let's just say, in her car, scary people and things were fired. Okay, you get it. Miraculously, this woman who is pregnant was not hurt. It seems like it was a targeted thing to me. I would maybe move if I was her. I think I would move. I don't think I would feel safe Ay, Dios mío, craziness. Even more music-related news. IGGY AZALEA is on the cover of the new issue of Cosmo. Good on her. I am surprised that she could still get a major magazine to put her on the cover. If you care what she has to say about struggling in the music industry and her mental health and blah, 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 I'll have the link down below. And I'll have the link down below to most everything that I talk about, except for controversial things, because YouTube does not like anything even remotely controversial. So I don't do anything even remotely controversial on here. That's from a podcast. I wild out on the podcast. Okay. In more music-related news, icon Olivia Newton-John has opened up about the extent of her health battle. She has battled breast cancer now 3 times. The first time she beat it. The second time she beat it. And that was in secret back in 2013. She was first diagnosed in 1992. Well, her breast cancer returned in 2017. And the very latest from the Australian legend is that Olivia Newton-John's cancer is now stage 4 and it has metastasized and spread to her bones. If you have any spare time when you're done watching my video, I will have the link down below. I highly encourage you watching her interview with 60 Minutes Australia. Just the way that she talks about this illness, the way that she talks about getting rid of it and not even using words like fighting it or war, her approach, everything about it, from, taking doctor prescribed things to some holistic approaches to meditating, everything. God forbid I were to get sick like that. I'm going to go back and rewatch this and channel some of that inspiration and hope and way of thought. And I send her and her loved ones all of the light and strength. Oh, yeah. All right, let us move on to less. It's still pretty serious. More music-related news. R. Kelly is facing new charges. This from an alleged incident in 2001 in Minnesota. If you want to know more details about that, you can check them out on PerezHilton.com. Also, Katy Perry's lawyers claim that they will continue to fight the jury's decision in her losing copyright infringement lawsuit, which I don't get. She only has to pay $500,000 some dollars, approximately. I think a little bit less than that. That's chump change for Katy Perry. She makes more than that one night in concert. Why is she gonna waste legal bills? Why is she gonna incur more costs? I don't get it. In other music-related news, thankfully this is lighter news. Drake's OVO Fest has been poppin', and one very special guest that he had was Cardi B. When Nicki Minaj saw that, she must have blown a gasket. Gasket? I don't know these sayings. I'm Cuban. What's the saying? Gasket or casket? All right, wrapping up our music segment before we move on to other drama. The legend as well, named Cher, has revealed that she is currently recording another album of ABBA covers. I loved her first ABBA covers album, and I loved on tour when I saw her, or I saw her Vegas residency, the new one. It was revamped. I love the whole ABBA medley that she did. All right, before I get to some Lindsay Lohan drama, I need to give a special shout out to even more members of my fam. My super chat was next level yesterday. Shout out once again to the beautiful Jasmine Mobley. Also Jessica Alvarez. Kirsten Flood, not Kristen. Kirsten Flood. Beth T, and Destiny Teslashea. I think that's how you pronounce it. Destiny T. Destiny Teslashea. Lashea. I love ya. All right, I mentioned Lindsay Lohan, and you guys, Perez Adamas is in the building. If you missed my video from Sunday where I was talking about Lindsay Lohan and my relationship with her, my experiences with her, and working with her on Glee, I said that one of the reasons that Lindsay is most likely living in Dubai is because she's having some rich sugar daddies bankroll everything. Well, according to a brand new report, Lindsay has been spending a lot of time with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. In fact, one report even claimed that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is her new boyfriend. Lindsay, however, spoke to me and tells me exclusively she does not have a boyfriend at the moment and she has no time for a boyfriend. But I think that guy's probably paying all her bills. Lindsay's currently in Australia filming The Masked Singer Australia. All right, in more actor-related news, although I wouldn't call Lindsay Lohan an actor. She hasn't done much acting lately. Tori Spelling sat down for an interview with Fox New York, and Rosanna Scotto went there. Oh my God, if you did not see this chat, it was wild. Rosanna, I need to mention BH 90210, which premieres tonight, that airs on Fox. This is home territory. And the interviewer said, the media has been all over your financial troubles. Are you experiencing financial troubles? Are you able to? And then Tori said, that's appropriate. The interviewer said, are you able to pay your bills? Tori Spelling responded, am I able to pay my bills? Yeah, thank you, I am. Then the interviewer continued saying, this show will obviously give you some money in your pocket, right? And then Tori is like, let's use this on the show. We're going to write this into the show, so thank you. Then later on in the interview, Rosanna, the interviewer, said, we do wish you the best. I'm sorry if I offended you about asking about your finances. To which Tori replied, I have pretty thick skin. And then Rosanna had one last dig. It's everywhere, you know? But you know what? She was right. It's true. She's had all of these legal issues over not paying this person, that company, that credit card. And it's public. And it's everywhere. Speaking of Jenny Garth and Tori Spelling, the two of them were doing that interview together. They're also going to be doing a speaking engagement tour, like Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper do. Jenny Tori Live. If you want to see them, go to jennytorylive.com. Not the best website name. Maybe, jennyandtory.com or something like that. But anyways, jennytorylive.com. Speaking of actors, Gwyneth Paltrow and her husband, producer Brad Falchuk, are finally moving in together. Nearly 12 months after saying I do, and after 3 years of dating before that. Hey, at least they finally did it. And this probably means that their kids are all going to be living together part of the time. And more from... Wait, where am I moving? All right, on to some more TV news from Gwyneth... Or I should have put this before. Brain fart. Heidi Klum is filming this new fashion show on Amazon with Naomi Campbell. And according to reports, yes, Naomi and Heidi are butting heads. And Naomi is said to be incredibly difficult. She's one of the judges on the show, and things are not going well there. All right. I don't know about you, but I love celebrity real estate. Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen are selling their Boston home for $39.5 million. It's only 5 bedrooms. $39.5 million for a 5-bedroom home. And 5 baths and 2.5 baths as well. Two half baths. It's adjacent to a country club. Blah, 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 blah. Speaking of ridiculous celebrity real estate news, Matthew Perry bought an insanely expensive condo in Los Angeles, and now he's trying to sell it for $35 million. He paid $20 million for it, did a lot of work to it. If you've got $35 million, I would want my own house. And, I know the advantages of having apartment living as your lifestyle. You can, if you're like a but not insanely wealthy person, living in an apartment, you can have this super common fix things like the apartment building. That's why you pay your monthly building fees, to have them come and fix all your stuff. It's a great convenience. But if you can afford a $35 million penthouse, you can afford the best handy people to come and fix your place. All right, speaking of actors, Tyrese is still mad at The Rock for doing a Fast and the Furious spinoff. So he posted something really petty on Instagram and then deleted it. Factually, this latest spin-off with The Rock was either the smallest or second smallest debut weekend in the franchise history of The Fast and the Furious. If Tyrese, I think he should have left it up. In more film news, Milo Ventimiglia, the actor who stars in This Is Us, reveals that he really wanted to play Batman, but was told by Warner Brothers that he's too old. 42 years old. Instead, they went and cast Robert Pattinson, who is just 33 years old, or Pattinson. And a couple more things before we wrap up. I've got to take a call, so I'm stressed. Brandon Jenner just weeks ago finalized his divorce from his ex-wife, Leah Jenner, with whom he has a 3-year-old daughter. Well, he has a new girlfriend and is pregnant with that new girlfriend. Her name is Kaylee Stoker. She's not even past her first trimester. They're at 12 weeks now. And they're having twins, which is risky. Congratulations. Such a Jenner move. Speaking of health-related things, Denise Richards reveals that thanks to the viewers of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills who observed that she had an enlarged thyroid, she changed her diet and her goiter went away, which she had, and her thyroid is now under check. She gave up gluten and made other positive changes. And Wow. And a great positive up. I had set an alarm that I had to take a phone call now, so my video stopped recording. So a great positive update. Let me just end it. Bam Margera has checked himself into rehab following a meeting with Dr. Phil. I am shocked by that Dr. Phil met with Bam Margera and did not film it. Very happy to hear that. It was off camera, and Bam has committed to at least 60 days in rehab. All right, I gotta run. A really exciting, positive call. Thank you for watching. I love you. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, leave a comment, follow, subscribe, share, and all the other good jazz. Mwah. Bye.